The creature known commonly as the daddy longlegs occupies a strange place in human imagination. It is instantly recognizable, with impossibly long, delicate legs supporting a small, fragile-looking body, yet it is also deeply misunderstood. Often dismissed as harmless, sometimes feared as secretly deadly, and frequently misidentified as a spider, the daddy longlegs exists at the intersection of myth, biology, and quiet ecological importance. To truly understand it requires slowing down, setting aside popular legends, and observing what this animal actually is, rather than what humans have assumed it to be. The term, daddy longlegs, does not refer to a single species, nor even a single type of animal. Instead, it is a common name applied to several different organisms, most notably harvestmen, which belong to the order Opiliones. These arachnids are related to spiders but diverged from them hundreds of millions of years ago. Unlike true spiders, harvestmen have a single, fused body segment rather than a distinct head and abdomen. They lack silk glands, cannot spin webs, and do not possess venom glands. This alone dismantles one of the most persistent myths surrounding them, the belief that daddy longlegs are among the most venomous animals on Earth but are unable to bite humans. This story, repeated endlessly, has no scientific basis. Harvestmen are not venomous at all. The evolutionary history of harvestmen stretches deep into geological time. Fossils dating back over 400 million years place their ancestors among the earliest terrestrial arthropods. They emerged during a period when life was still experimenting with ways to survive on land, adapting to gravity, desiccation, and new predators. While spiders refined venom and silk as tools of domination, harvestmen took a different path. They became generalists, scavengers, survivors built not on specialization but on adaptability. This divergence allowed them to persist through mass extinctions and environmental upheavals that eliminated countless other lineages. Physically, the daddy longlegs appears fragile, but this impression is deceptive. Its legs, though thin, are remarkably strong and flexible, capable of navigating complex terrain with ease. Each leg is packed with sensory receptors that detect vibrations, air movement, and chemical cues. In effect, the daddy longlegs does not merely walk on its legs, it perceives the world through them. Losing a leg, while not ideal, is not fatal. In moments of danger, a harvestman can shed a leg to escape a predator, a strategy known as autotomy. The detached limb may continue to twitch, distracting the attacker while the animal retreats to safety. The body of the daddy longlegs is compact and efficient. Without the burden of venom production or silk synthesis, its energy budget is allocated towards survival and reproduction. Its mouthparts are adapted not for piercing prey, but for chewing a wide range of organic material. This flexibility defines its role within ecosystems. Daddy longlegs are omnivorous scavengers, feeding on decaying plant matter, fungi, small insects, dead animals, and even animal droppings. In doing so, they act as natural recyclers, breaking down organic debris and returning nutrients to the soil. Behaviorally, daddy longlegs are mostly nocturnal or crepuscular, avoiding the heat and dryness of midday. During daylight hours, they gather in sheltered areas, under logs, rocks, or within crevices. Some species form large aggregations, with dozens or even hundreds of individuals clustering together. These gatherings are not social in the human sense, but they serve multiple purposes. Grouping reduces moisture loss, stabilizes temperature, and may confuse predators. When threatened, an entire cluster may begin to bob rhythmically, a collective motion that amplifies their presence and deters attackers. Despite their apparent defenselessness, daddy longlegs possess subtle but effective protective mechanisms. Many species can secrete foul-smelling chemicals from glands near their legs, deterring predators through taste or odor rather than force. These secretions are not dangerous to humans, but they are sufficient to discourage ants, spiders, birds, and small mammals. Survival, for the daddy longlegs, is not about confrontation. It is about persistence, concealment, and making oneself an inconvenient meal. Reproduction in harvestmen is surprisingly complex. Courtship often involves tactile communication, with males using their legs to assess females and signal intent. In some species, males guard females or even the eggs after mating, an uncommon behavior among arachnids. Eggs are deposited in soil, leaf litter, or decaying wood, environments that offer protection from desiccation and predators. Development is gradual, with juveniles resembling miniature adults rather than undergoing dramatic metamorphosis. The ecological role of daddy longlegs is easy to overlook precisely because it is so diffuse. They are not apex predators. They do not control insect populations in dramatic fashion. Instead, they function as connectors within food webs, linking plant matter, fungi, microorganisms, and small animals through constant consumption and recycling. Their presence accelerates decomposition, supports soil health, and indirectly benefits plants and larger animals alike. In agricultural and garden environments, daddy longlegs are often allies rather than pests. By feeding on aphids, mites, and decaying organic matter, they contribute to natural pest control and soil enrichment. Unlike chemical interventions, their work is balanced and sustainable, integrated seamlessly into existing ecosystems. Removing them through pesticides or habitat destruction can have cascading effects that are difficult to predict and even harder to reverse. Human interaction with daddy longlegs is shaped largely by myth and misunderstanding. The persistent legend of extreme venom, despite being demonstrably false, reveals how fear can propagate without evidence. In reality, daddy longlegs are among the least harmful arthropods humans encounter. They do not bite defensively, do not transmit disease, and pose no threat beyond momentary surprise. Yet they are often killed on sight, victims of narratives disconnected from biology. Climate change and habitat loss present growing challenges for harvestmen worldwide. Changes in humidity, temperature, and vegetation structure alter the microhabitats they depend on. Because they lack the physiological tools to regulate body temperature or moisture internally, they are particularly sensitive to environmental shifts. Urbanization fragments populations, reducing genetic diversity and resilience. Still, their adaptability offers some hope. As long as pockets of suitable habitat remain, daddy longlegs continue to persist. From a scientific perspective, harvestmen offer valuable insights into early arachnid evolution. Their simple body plan, absence of venom, and reliance on sensory perception rather than aggression provide a contrast to more derived arachnids. Studying them helps researchers understand how different survival strategies emerge and persist over evolutionary time. Culturally, daddy longlegs occupy an ambiguous role. They are familiar yet poorly understood, present in homes, gardens, and forests across the world. Their name evokes something oddly affectionate, almost domestic, contrasting sharply with the fear they sometimes provoke. This contradiction mirrors humanity's broader relationship with small, inconspicuous life forms. We notice them only when they intrude, rarely when they sustain. To observe a daddy longlegs closely is to witness quiet competence. Its movements are cautious but confident, its survival strategies subtle but effective. It does not dominate its environment, nor does it retreat entirely from it. It exists within it, integrated and resilient, shaped by pressures far older than human fear or fascination. The daddy longlegs reminds us that not all important creatures are dramatic or dangerous. Some endure by filling the gaps, cleaning the margins, and connecting processes that would otherwise stagnate. In a world obsessed with extremes, it represents moderation, persistence, and balance. As long as forests produce leaf litter, gardens accumulate debris, and ecosystems require recycling, the daddy longlegs will remain. Long-legged, misunderstood, and quietly essential, it continues a lineage that has survived not by intimidation, but by being exactly what it needs to be.